I know, we talk about finance stuff and I get comments a lot if I dip into this, but like, I listen to you for finance. I don't want to listen to you about politics. But you can't really understand one without the other, right? Because it's the political initiatives that go in that seem to drive this. And so, and we can see there's obviously like these political changes that are happening. And so we can see there's this shift to moving to more UBI. So we can see there's a shift of the political movement kind of going to one side. So we're seeing more ESG narratives that are wanting to kind of control and capture the way businesses work, and at the same time a shift to more UBI money printing, more infrastructure printing, stuff like that. And then, so I'm curious how you look at those to affect your outlooks on things. So, for example, in the United States and most of the developed world, there's this huge push to move to renewable cars, right? No more ICE combustion engines. We want to move to renewables. So how does that affect oil? Your outlook on oil, I should say, and then also other assets, or I should say commodities like lithium or cobalt and things like that. Do you take those things into consideration?
Yes, definitely. I mean, but my feeling is on oil, that you have policy out there pushing a certain view. It's not realistic in terms of their time frame of when you're going to be able to produce enough energy from alternatives, et cetera, to meet the demand. So that means oil's not going away anytime soon. And in fact, because your policy is also trying to limit carbon fuels, because you think they're evil or what have you, or polluting, you're going to run into a situation where we're not going to have we're going to have a tight supply demand situation. And as a result, it's going to, the thing that gives when you have a very tight supply demand situation is price. So that's part of my forecast out probably in 26, 27 is that we'll see $300 plus oil.
And that's because they've restricted the supply artificially by shutting it down, but the demand hasn't really gone away.
And the demand, because we're going to see, and I'm jumping ahead, but if we have a global bust, which I am forecasting, and I define a bust as something that's almost in many respects like a depression, but happens at the speed of a recession. If we have a global bust, you're going to see a response from monetary and fiscal authorities that's many times what we've seen in the last year and a half. So many times. That's a huge statement. I mean, we've seen something here that we've never seen before. If you then multiply that by several times, that will then spur big demand in the next cycle.